Hello, my Facebook friends. How are you? Heather Ramos coming to you from Eugene, Oregon. I hope you guys are having an amazing Thursday. And given the fact that today is Throwback Thursday, I thought I'd go ahead and throw it back to something that's really near and dear to my heart. I try to avoid having this one for a while because I have to space it out because I usually get really emotional, but I took some notes so that hopefully I don't get too emotional on you guys today. But do me a favor, drop me a comment where you're tuning in from. But this is one that's going to tug at my heartstrings a little bit. So that's why I had to put a warning on it, just in case, because it might actually tug on some of your guys' heartstrings as well. If you know anybody that takes gabapentin or has ever taken gabapentin, drop me a 2 in the comments. So we're going to talk about it. And I literally, I try to save how many times a year I talk about this one, because for those of you who know, and follow along with my journey, I am that super sick person that 13 departments of the Mayo Clinic said would never get better. I suffer from lupus, rheumatoid arthritis, fibromyalgia, whole slew of autoimmune disease and inflammatory disorders, right? And so my mom, I lost her last year to, well, now it's almost a year and a half ago. Time's going by so fast with my journey, but basically I lost my mom to multi-organ failure caused by pharmaceuticals. So we're going to talk about one of the killers that is really, here it comes, try not to get the waterworks going. But something that's really near and dear to my heart, because it is what brought me to this journey, what caused me to go on this whole health journey, change my life, to try to change things. If you have had to live the pharmaceutical life or know anyone that has, drop me pharmaceuticals in the comments or one of those little pills. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. And I know that when we're doing it, we're usually picking the lesser of the two evils as we're going through our lives, because we're dealing with something and we're trying to cope, and it's painful, and we're doing the best we can, and sometimes that leads to making decisions that we're sometimes going to be good with because maybe it brings us a little bit of relief, and sometimes it will cause things that we will never be able to unsee or forget again. So I'm wondering how many of you guys have ever gotten the little thick packets like this that come with your medications? If you do, type the word comment RX, right? So you pick up your prescriptions at the store. I got my little secret bag here. I'm gonna grab some stuff right? So you go and get your medications, right? I got my pain meds and everything else. Mind you, I'm completely pharmaceutical free, right? This whole thing has got injections, all kinds of medications and stuff I used to take. But so here we are, gabapentin. This bottle actually says, right, I'm shaking already because I hate when I have this talk with you guys, but somebody needs to hear this because it might save somebody's life. And I know it's going to be hard for you guys to hear it because it's going to hit home for some of you guys. And you can put a home emoji if you know what I'm talking about, but it's going to hit home for some of you guys because you're going to be like, wait a minute. So this bottle is gabapentin 300 milligrams, 300 milligrams, and I was taking 8 of them. If you actually do the calculation for somebody my size, you should not be taking that much gabapentin, but I was that much chronic pain. So this is one of 4 bottles, I believe, that I used to get every month, standing script for this. So for those of you who don't know what gabapentin is, right? Looks like this. It might look like candy for some of you guys because that's how they hand it out by doctors sometimes, is that gabapentin is sometimes something that they give out to help combat medical conditions when they don't want you to take too many of these, which is, I used to take Vicodin, lots of it, standing script for 200 Vicodin 10, not 5s, but 10s, 200 Vicodin 10. I hold on to these to remind myself what my life used to be like. Oxy 10s, I was taking those as well, which of course would be multiple of them, so it'd be more than that, obviously. And then I go and get Dilaudid when it got super bad. I was taking steroids, injections. Like I said, this is my just part of my goodies that I kept along for the ride to remind me of what my life used to be back. And I posted a picture of everything that I used to take, and I wanted to share with you guys because I wanted to know this is real. You guys see me and you see this new Heather, and that it's hard to remember that she ever felt like that, that there was a life that included injections and syringes and, barely existing, because you see this. You see me dropping taco memes and having fun and telling you guys that life's going to be grand and God's brought us to this big plan. And I kind of sprinkle it with explaining to you that my passion comes because my mom passed away. But today we're going to get real, and I'm going to try to hold the tears in. If you know anyone that has passed away from multi-organ failure from pharmaceuticals, drop me a sad face in the comments or a broken heart, because it's not a fun thing. So we're going to have this uncomfortable conversation because it goes where I don't like to go. I try to stay away from it because I don't like the way it feels. And so going to get emotional on this one. So we're going to talk about gabapentin. If you know what gabapentin is, give me a 5, or raise your hand emoji so that I know that the people that are watching do know what gabapentin is. But for those of you who don't know what it is, one of the other common names of it is called Neurontin. And it looks like I just showed you. Most of you guys may not have that much. Hey Jan, I'm recording it on Facebook, so it'll be on Facebook and I'll save it and post it. But you're supposed to be given this according to your weight and size, right? Like I said, obviously I've lost 40 pounds since I stopped taking this. But even before I lost that 40 pounds, I was taking a lot more than I should have been. And it wasn't because my doctors were trying to OD me or I was ODing myself. It was because I was in that much pain. When you go to 13 departments of the Mayo Clinic and they can't stop your pain, I physically had lupus attacking my eyes. I tell you guys all the time, I've got a rubber band that holds this eye in and a tube that drains it. You can see my cat eye. That was not something they could magically put a Band-Aid over, or you could use your mind over matter to not feel the pain for. And so they were trying to do the best they could. I will never, ever, ever poo-poo any of my doctors. I know they were trying to do the best they can. I know a lot of doctors are amazing doctors and that they have big hearts and they want people to feel better, but they don't know how, or they're limited in what they can say and do because they have to stick to Western medicine and they're not into integrated health. And so gabapentin is often used, it was originally established as a muscle relaxer, but it's also used for treating epilepsy. So it's an anticonvulsive, so it helps people with seizures. It helps with restless leg syndrome. Now I say helps because this is what the Mayo Clinic, not Dr. Heather Ramos, says, because we all know Heather doesn't have her PhD, which I probably could at this point, being the walking dictionary, but this is from the Mayo Clinic, so that you guys know. So if anybody's out there saying Heather's playing doctor, which that sounds bad that I am, but I'm explaining to you why this is coming along, and I'm trying to make laughter because I tell you guys, I laugh at some of the wrong times sometimes, but it gets me through when things are really emotional. And so restless leg syndrome, neuropathy, menopause, fibromyalgia, mood disorders, PTSD. These are things, along with a whole list that I can give you, multiple pages, of what they use to treat gabapentin with. And so what people don't understand is you go to the doctors, you've got aching pain after surgery that will never go away. You have aching pain that will never go away, nerve damage, whatever it is in your back and your legs, you had a surgery, whatever it is, right? They hand you gabapentin. You go to the pharmacy, you pick it up, you get this giant pamphlet with it. Some of us do our due diligence and read it, right? Some of us toss it aside. It's just the paperwork. It's like noise, right? Because it comes with every single prescription. There's so many of them. We all know we're going to take the prescription, so as long as the doctor is prescribing it, that's cool. Great. Hey, Nancy. Hey, guys. Sorry. I want to say hi to everyone. I see you all popping on your hair. Sherry. Hi, Jan. Hi, everyone. Hi, Heather. But sorry, I'm in my zone. You know how I get when I get about this because it touches my heart, guys. And I'm trying to hold back the tears and try not to get emotional on you guys because this is it. I'm going to explain to you. So with this medication, a lot of people just go ahead and take it because they're desperate and they want to stop feeling bad. So they start popping these gabapentins and hope that it's going to make them feel better. Maybe it does. Maybe they start to notice that, guess what, that pain, that nerve pain in my back, I don't feel it so much. Maybe, thanks Sherry, you know I get it real. You know I get it real, girl. Sometimes I get my mouth running too fast and I get angry that I'm just and savage about it. But today we're going to keep it down because this is true to my heart. And I'm trying to fight back tears. And so gabapentin, they give to you to help fight these pains that you have, or these ghost pains that you might have, or whatever it is. It can be prescribed for so many things at this point, right? So you have your prescription of gabapentin. If you're like me, it looks like a bunch of bottles like this. You come home from the pharmacy, you sit back, you start popping them, you try to see how they feel. You start to notice some side effects, right? And they always break the side effects down by different things, right? More common in children, less common, incidence is not known. Wait a minute, incidence not known. You don't know how many times this happens to someone? Because this looks like some serious stuff here. You just throw it out there because legally you have to because you're the Mayo Clinic, which I don't want you guys to ever think I hate the Mayo Clinic because I love them. If it wasn't for them, I would have never known all the medical conditions I have because I have so many overlying and overlapping medical conditions. So never, never do I poo-poo medical science because if they did not diagnose me, I would not know how to educate myself so I could advocate myself to try to find another way. So you go through these, right? Several lists of all these side effects, right? So I have glaucoma, severe open-angle glaucoma at this point because lupus attacked my eyes, right? So I have to be careful. I'm looking for this stuff. I'm looking for side effects, and I'm like, oh, wow, hold up. So you're telling me that continuous, uncontrolled, back and forth, rapid eye movement. So my eyes are gonna go back and forth without controlling them. Okay, so that's a side effect. Okay, maybe you just kind of keep scrolling, you don't think much about it. So then I go down, I'm like, all right, well, I gotta be careful because I got a rubber band that holds my eye in. I don't know about you guys, or if you're concerned about your eyes rapidly moving, is for me, causes mood swings. Hold up, I thought you just got done saying that this is helpful for PTSD, but yet it can actually be the culprit that causes mood swings. And just to clarify, when I say causes mood swings, the side effect is aggressive behavior, anxiety, concentration problems, depression, restlessness, rapidly changing moods. So wait a minute, but you're giving it to people for bipolar disorder? So I'm like, okay, all right, so we'll keep going if you say that this is still what we should be taking. So then you go down and it talks about chest pains, difficulty breathing. I physically felt that at times because not only on that, I had low blood pressure to begin with. And so when I would take this medication, I literally felt like I was gasping for air at times. But guess what? It helped deaden some of that nerve pain and take layers of me off like an onion of pain. But little did I know in the process, I was creating more anxiety because I felt scared because I couldn't breathe. Like I was like, what is wrong with me? Like I felt like I was going crazy. If any of these symptoms sound familiar to you, drop me a 5, like a high five, like, whoa, hold up. I have heard this, or maybe this is new. If this is new, say new. But if you know this, drop me a high five so you know what I'm talking about. So I know I'm not talking to myself on this. But so chest pains, and this is where we're going to get into the stuff that started to concern me. Memory loss. So it's great that you're tricking your brain to thinking you're not feeling pain, but you keep telling your brain something that's not true. Eventually it's going to start listening to things that you're telling it, or it's telling itself that aren't true. And you're going to start having issues with memory loss. And so memory loss, dementia, those are actual things that are on this list that can happen from taking that medication, right? You'd think that'd be enough to scare us, but no, we're just like, okay, well, when you're desperate and you are in pain and it feels bad, you are desperate. That is why people end up using pain meds and end up going to street drugs because they can't stop the pain. It's like a gateway, you know, going into it because you're trying to fight the pain. It hurts that much. It's not like you want to do this. It's not like this is fun. I look at this and say, hey, this sounds like a party. Let's do it. So you go through here and memory loss, dementia, urinary issues. So it starts to make it so that you have difficulty urinating, but yet it makes you thirsty. So you're drinking lots of fluids, but yet you have trouble urinating. So what do you think is going to happen at that point? Maybe UTIs? Sounds about right? I had a standing script for UTI medication. My bladder didn't grow a lining for almost a year. I had to go on high doses of antibiotics. I almost had to have a synthetic liner put in my bladder because they could not figure out, yes, given I have lupus, so it's an inflammatory disorder, but you think that some of these products, have you ever heard where you take a medication and you have to take another medication because of the side effects of the other medication? If you've ever had that, put side effects in the comments because side effects lead to other medications because that's what happens. I'm going to give you this. It's going to stop your headache, but it's going to cause vomiting and diarrhea. So then I'm going to give you this and it's going to help the diarrhea and vomiting, but guess what? You're going to have suicidal thoughts now. So now I'm going to give you this to help your antidepressant. I mean, you get it, right? I don't want to be like redundant here, but you get what I'm saying, right? So if you get it, say get it in the comments so that I know that you know what I'm talking about. I'm telling you guys, I brought the fire today. Heather's lupus rash is popping out because it's, you know how I feel about this one. So then I go keep looking down this list and it's like fatigue, right? Difficulty breathing, heart palpitations, skin rashes. And I'm like, what the heck? Muscle pain. Wait a minute. Didn't you just tell me that you're giving me this because you're trying to maybe help some of these symptoms? I get muscle pain and I'm having nerve issues and you're giving this to try to stop it, but you're telling me it actually might start it. So it's hard because sometimes we don't look at these. We're so desperate to try it out and figure out if it can work for us because we want to get relief. And so I'm looking through this. Flu symptoms. Here comes dementia again. Back pain, swelling of hands, feet, and lower legs. That doesn't sound fun. I'm sure that probably leads to fibromyalgia. If I was a doctor, I might consider that, saying that to you. You know, that maybe that's going to cause joint pain for you because if you start swelling in your legs as a side effect of a pain that you're trying to avoid by taking this medication, sounds a little interesting, right? I mean, are you with me still? Say I'm with you, Heather, if you know what I'm talking about, right? So you got eye issues again here. Burning, drying, itching, change in vision, all those side effects. Reduced sexual drive. Okay, I don't know about you guys, but I'm not proud that I'm getting older, but let's be real. As we age, we lose our hormones. Our sex drive is gonna go out the window anyways. We want something else affecting that. I'm sorry, but I'm saving relationships in 2021. You better be looking at that because I'm telling you, that's not where you wanna be. Sex drive reduced, hello. I know I joke with you guys about this, but this shit, and I'm using the word shit because it's getting real, is real. It really is real. Like, I can't even can I be raw with you guys? I'm sorry if you're offended about my mom, a sailor's mouth. It just gets to me because I see this. And then I see weight issues. So it can either cause you to have such bad digestive issues that you're either gonna stop absorbing nutrition and you're gonna start having diarrhea, or you're gonna start getting constipated. And either way, what does that mean? That means you're now putting poisons in your body and you're leaving those toxins in your body. I would love to hope that they just magically like turn to some kind of dust or some kind of fumes and just exit your body without any problems. Thanks, Sherry. I knew you got me, girl. You got my back always. I can be raw with you, right? Sorry for the rest of you guys if you hop off because you don't like my sailor's mouth, but I am gonna tell you why I'm so passionate about this and why I want you guys to understand this, and not because I'm anti-pharmaceutical. That's not the problem here. I'm not saying that anti-pharmaceutical. There's a time and a place, and there are certain things that we need to do. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that this is being handed out like candy to adults, to kids, to everyone, and they're not telling you. Thank you, Nancy. I love you, girl. Thank you so much, honey. They're not telling you what really can happen. So now I'm gonna tell you the real part. And I'm gonna try not to get all emotional on you guys, okay? What they don't tell you about is how your mom can be talking at 10:30 and dies at 2:15. Sorry, guys. I didn't even want to have this one, but somebody needs to hear this because this is gonna save someone's life. So, I need some water. If you feel my pain, drop pain in the comments. My tonic here, liver tonic. It's funny because actually the tablets that are in here are helping flush out the toxins in my blood because I'm terrified about my liver from all the medications I used to take. That this I'm actually drinking in here is helping detox. It's like a tonic for my liver flushing out because I'm still terrified of the long-term damage. So, oh, you guys know how much I hate to cry on these. I'm all about the fun and the happiness, but somebody needs to hear this because it could save somebody's life. And after going viral on TikTok, it hit my heart again because I know my passion. I know why I share this information with you guys because I know how much it hurts. I was the one on the receiving end of taking these medications. I've also watched my mom reached up and it literally looked like she had no bones in her body. She tried to reach for us and her arms couldn't even move. When you start to have gabapentin not break down in your body, it's a nerve blocking medication, right? It blocks the nerves so that you don't think that you have the sensation of pain in it. So as you're taking this and you're not digesting, thank you guys. I love you guys so much as I'm getting all real and raw here because I really do. Even if it only saves one person's life or even gets one person to reconsider their ways, then my job here is done, okay? So she would talk to us and was gasping for air because she couldn't even breathe. It didn't even sound like my mom anymore at that point. And that all happened that quickly for us. I hope my siblings aren't watching this or my family because they've already got to relive this enough times. But it was painful to watch. And nowhere in these, when they talk about muscle spasms or they talk about difficulty breathing or they talk about loss of muscle movement, nowhere did they explain or show a diagram of what that really looks like in real life. And I'll tell you what, once you see something like that, you can never unsee it. And not only can you never unsee it, you want to stand in front of the pharmacy and become that Karen that's like, don't do it, because it can be so devastating to you. And so all I'm saying is the reason why I shared this with you guys is not because you guys don't have enough sadness and depression and everything else on your guys' feed. And I'm sorry if I made you guys sad. If you're getting value from this still though, drop me value in the comments, because I'm not trying to bring you guys down. You know, I'm all about making you guys happy and talking about fun things and feeling good and laughter and all the other above. But today, after talking to as many people as I've talked to, I mean, after I went viral on TikTok and had all these people reaching out to me, talking about the pain, sharing with me everything that was going on, I knew I had to talk about this again. And even though I don't want to, this is real. This is real. I'm currently in the hospital fighting to stay alive. I've been on GABA for many years. Oh my gosh. I am so sorry, sweetie. Christian, I'm so sorry. I know how it feels and what it feels like to be on all that stuff, and I'm sorry. And I'm going to try to pull myself back together, because you know I'm all about the funness. Maybe I need to order myself some tacos, because you'll never see me crying when I'm eating tacos, right? But in seriousness, if you can avoid taking gabapentin, if you can find another way, then please do. Please, I'm begging you. I get that if it's no other choice and that's really all you have, because otherwise you tell me, Heather, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I'm going to check out if I have to deal with this pain. I get it. But if you haven't looked in to how your gut health can tremendously change and help the inflammation in your body, at least if you're going to be willing to take these, please at least look into that. I don't even care if you don't take anything that I ever use or anything. I don't care. This isn't about what I use. I use what I use because it works. But if even if you don't think you need it, you think, oh my gosh, I'm perfectly happy, I'm perfectly healthy, I have no problems. Someone in your lifetime you're going to realize is taking this. And I just hope that when they do, it's okay, to each their own. I'm going to try to take the godly way, and I'm not trying to shove my way on them. You know, all you can do is educate people and let them make the choices for themselves on what they want to do. But if you can avoid taking this, please do, because this was one of many. But this by far, when I asked them why she looked like that or why she was struggling like that, is, you know, I went through all the trouble. I screened her doctors. I got the best Mayo Clinic doctors possible. Like, I was ferocious. You think I can be a bitch? You should see me when it comes to my family when they're sick. I did everything I possibly could. And it wasn't enough. And so now that's why I'm fulfilling my promise going forward, that even on the days I feel happy and I don't want to talk about this, that I'm going to go ahead and share about this, because it could save somebody's life. And so, like I said, if I'm dropping you value and this is helping you, please go ahead. If you know somebody that's using this product or has, drop me a sad face, because it's not fun. And this is not something that, you know, you want to have to resort to. But I hope that I did explain a little bit to you guys of the importance of it. And I'm not trying to like bash you guys for not reading the pamphlets that come with this, but I wanted to fill in the gaps for you and give you a visual of what these look like, even though when they call them rare, it's always great to know that it's rare until you become that one rare person that it happened to, or that you have to watch suffer from it. Because that's the thing. I mean, this is how bad it was. My mom had stage 4 neuroendocrine pancreatic cancer. Cutting edge technology, was promised decades with us. And then what happens? She stops processing the gabapentin and all the other medications, and she's gone. So, again, I like to keep things real and raw. I put the warning on here because I knew it was going to be a little hard for some of you guys to read this and see this. And it never seems to fail after being to the Mayo Clinic and them coming and gawking at me because I'm that person that's super sick. And they're like, how in the heck is she walking around? Is that this is something that people need to know. Awareness needs to be brought to this. People need to understand that there is other ways. And I am a walking testimonial of that other way. Maybe what I take doesn't help you, and that's fine. But do your homework, please. Do your homework. If you're not going to do it for you, do it for your family. Do it for the people that loved you. Do it for the people that you would not want to ever see you in that position, because it's not fun. And that is what the passion you see when I'm talking 1,000 miles per hour. I'm sharing with everybody about the importance of gut health. And they're like, why the hell won't Heather shut up about gut health? Is because of that. Because I've been there. I've been on both sides. And so thank you so much, Tracy. Thank you so much, all of you guys, for the love and and just everything. Like I said, if it brought you any kind of value hearing this, maybe you know all this and this isn't new to you and I'm just a Debbie Downer for you. And I'm sorry if that's the case. That's why I warned you guys before you came into my live that this was going to get real and raw, and that Mama's kind of a sailor's mouse, so she might drop some language that's not appropriate for all ages. So I'm sorry about that if I did. If it was okay with you, then drop me a thumbs up. But yeah, guys, I just want you guys to know that I care enough about you guys that as much as it would be easy to just wrap this up in a little box and toss it aside and never think about it again until I'm in the privacy of my own home, I wanted to get real and raw with you guys, because if my pain, my family's pain, if my pain or my family's pain saves one of you from this pain, then God has used me in a very big way. All right. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I really, really appreciate you. I'm going to try to read back. My eyes are all swollen and crying, and I still got to do my TikTok live and everything. Got to pull myself back together and put my makeup back together, because, I'm all about the fun and we can't be always doing this. So let me look over here. I'm currently getting off insulin too. Many side effects. Yes, Sherry. Oh my gosh, honey. I'm so glad. Your story is just absolutely amazing. I love to see so far the transformation that's been happening in you. I love it. Jan on here, I love you guys so much. My heart is so big for you guys. You guys sharing your wins with me. Jan, your story, I'm sorry, buddy. I'm going to call you out on here. My buddy Jan here lost 41 pounds and has had the best visit he's had, and I don't know how many and how long. Jan, you could chime in about how great it is. But it's amazing things, what this can do for diabetics, for blood pressure, the stuff. Getting your gut health in check is amazing. You don't have to be taking this for these things. Everything I've listed on here, I have helped somebody combat naturally. And so that's why I'm passionate about what I do. That's why I share with you guys. That's why I'm okay with you guys getting sick and tired of me asking you if you want to know more, or if sharing with you or posting about it. I've had some people even say, you know what, I'm going to unfriend her because she talks about it too much. You know what? That's perfectly fine, because it might not be nothing to you, but it might be something that saves someone you love's life. And then I'll tell you what, you're going to be singing a different tune at that point. So anyways, look at all you guys. Hi, Deanna. Hi, Tracy. Look at all you guys. I love you guys so much for hopping on and staying on this with me, and I appreciate you guys. Again, just do me a favor and drop some values. Love you, Tiffy. I love you, girl. You are my heart. Hi, Karen. I'm sorry, sweetheart. I know we've talked about this. I know that your mom... There's so many friends I have that are in the same boat. So I understand. I know that we all probably do. If you do know somebody who has passed away from something similar, or just drop me a boat, because you're in the same boat with me, in the comments, because it's not fun. Anyways, guys, didn't mean to get that emotional. Gosh, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid. I try to get ready for it. I'm like, all right, Heather, it's going to hurt. You know it's going to hurt, but it's going to be God using you in a powerful way. And the thing is I know that also the emotions that run through me is the Holy Spirit all up in here, knowing that He's using my circumstances for good. That God will, He will, our toughest, most broken times in our life, He doesn't take the perfect. He takes the broken and their circumstances, and He uses them to help create inspiration and hope for other people. And so even like I said, if you don't ever buy a single product that I use, as long as you educate yourself on ways that you can take care of yourself or your family or your loved ones more naturally, then I did my job. So anyways, guys, God bless. Happy Throwback Thursday, and I'll talk to you guys all soon.